ensure all windows and doors are closed to prevent drafts. Any fans should be switched off. It is important that doors are not opened during the time aseptic work is being completed, so you may wish to put a sign on the outside of the door asking people not to enter. First, gather all the equipment you will need. Aseptic techniques require you to be good at multitasking, because once you have started, you should not put any equipment still being used down on the bench. You may like to share tasks out with a working partner before you begin. It is important to work quickly and efficiently when carrying out aseptic techniques. Equipment should all be located near to the Bunsen burner. Next, ensure that both you and the work area are as sterile as possible. Ideally, sleeves should be rolled up and secured with a rubber band. Glassware should have been previously sterilised. Jewellery should be removed and hair tied back. Hands and lower arms should be washed thoroughly with soap and hot water. You may choose to wear disposable gloves, however these will still need sterilising. Use of antibacterial hand gel after washing is a good idea. The work area should be swabbed with 70% alcohol solution. Remember, this is highly flammable, so ensure there are no open flames present. The ethanol will quickly evaporate, making the work surface sterile. To minimise drafts, aseptic techniques usually involve working sitting down. However, with chemicals and Bunsen burners in use, your teacher may require you to stay standing. Flaming is an important aseptic technique. To do this requires a lit Bunsen burner. To flame any piece of equipment, hold the equipment pointing downwards. Place the end nearest the handle into the Bunsen flame and hold until it is red hot. Then draw the piece of equipment through the flame slowly until each part glows red. Allow the flamed piece of equipment to cool for a few seconds in air, then repeat the flaming. Do not put flamed equipment down. Keep hold of the equipment close to the Bunsen flame, as updrafts from the heat of the flame will prevent air contaminants landing on the flamed equipment. The next important aseptic technique is inoculating an agar plate. Agar is a growth medium for microorganisms. An agar plate is made by pouring warm agar jelly into a petri dish. Condensation may form on the lid of the petri dish, so the dishes are usually stored upside down. To inoculate an agar plate, remove the lid slightly by lifting at one edge, opening away from your body. Keep the petri dish open for a minimum amount of time to reduce the risk of contamination. Using a flamed inoculation loop that has been in contact with the microorganism to be cultured, gently smear the plate. It is important that the agar jelly stays in one piece so that the culture has a smooth surface on which to grow. It should not be possible to see any indentations in the agar. The lid should then be placed back down and sealed with 2 small pieces of tape at opposite sides. Turn the plate over so that when incubated, condensation does not drip onto the growing culture. Label the base with a small sticker or permanent marker on an area of the plate near to the edge and not touched by the inoculating loop. To sterilise the inoculation loop, it should then be flamed again. And the agar plate should be placed in the incubator at the appropriate temperature. Sometimes it is necessary to use aseptic techniques to culture samples in jars or boiling tubes. To do this, you will need to use forceps or tweezers. These should be flamed. Unseal your container while holding it as horizontal as possible, remembering to keep hold of your flamed forceps. Flame the top of your container by holding it in the Bunsen flame for a short time. Remove and quickly add your sample and stopper the container. When finished, Make sure all equipment is re-sterilized and return appropriately.
Using aseptic technique, you will be able to transfer a bacterial monoculture into a fresh medium without introducing any contaminating microorganisms. Two of the most commonly used tools for transferring bacteria are the inoculation loop and the inoculation needle. Knowing how to use a Bunsen burner is an important skill in aseptic technique. To light a Bunsen burner, start by closing the valve at the base by rotating the collar so that the vents are covered. Then slowly turn on the gas. Once you hear the gas, ignite the burner and set the height of the flame by adjusting the amount of gas. The temperature of the flame can be adjusted by rotating the collar to control the flow of oxygen. The coolest flame is yellow and orange. A medium flame is blue. And the hottest flame is a roaring blue flame characterized by a clear blue cone in the middle. The tip of the cone is the hottest part of the flame. Inoculation tools are sterilized by passing them through the hottest part of the flame. Once sterilized, inoculation tools should not be set down on any surface. In this section, you will learn how to transfer bacteria from a liquid culture to a petri dish. After flaming a loop, take the lid off the container of liquid culture and pass the mouth through the flame. Then dip the loop into the liquid culture and flame the mouth again before replacing the lid. Transfer the bacteria to your petri plate. Lift the lid of the plate and hold it over the base as a shield to prevent contaminants from falling onto the plate. Spread the bacteria over the entire surface of the plate in all directions. Rotating the plate a quarter turn between spreads will ensure that the bacteria is spread evenly across the plate. In this section, you will learn how to transfer bacteria from a liquid culture to a liquid. After sterilizing an inoculation loop, take the lid off the container of liquid culture and pass the mouth through the flame. Then dip the loop into the liquid culture and flame the mouth again before replacing the lid. Now take the tube of liquid media and pass the mouth through the flame. Then dip the loop with bacteria into the tube. Flame the mouth of the tube before replacing the lid. Flame the loop to sterilize. In this section, you will learn how to transfer bacteria from a petri plate to a stab culture. Start by sterilizing an inoculation needle by passing it through a flame. Allow the needle to cool. You can test for coolness by tapping the needle in a clear area on your agar plate. While holding the lid as a shield, gently rub the inoculation needle over a single colony. Transfer the bacteria to a culture tube filled with nutrient agar. Remove the top of the tube and insert the needle, making 3 deep stabs. When finished, replace the lid on the tube and sterilize the needle. In this section, you will learn how to transfer bacteria from a petri plate to a liquid. Sterilize an inoculation loop by passing it through a flame. Let the loop cool. You can test for coolness by tapping the loop in a clear area on your agar plate. While holding the lid as a shield, gently rub the inoculation loop over a single colony. Now take the tube of liquid media, remove the lid, and pass the mouth through the flame. Then dip the loop with bacteria into the tube. Pass the mouth of the container through the flame before replacing the lid. Sterilize the inoculation loop to complete the process.